Alright, I'm going to show you how I know DNX is a scam and what is going on with the other fees they're adding and all that stuff, so you can see what's happening with DNX. Alright, this is the main domain right here, DNX-Robot.com. Dash is just a subdomain, right? And they used to have on the front end of the site, you used to be able to see everything that they had on it. Now it's got all these warnings. And in the past, it was completely down, and you used to be able to see the old robots used to be there, supposedly what they were selling, but there's nothing there anymore for new investors, of course. And then they did this fee thing. Pay fees now. Look at this thing. All these freaking fees. I had already, and they're not even showing the one fee that I did pay. They've gotten rid of it. Let's see if it shows in here. Manage fees. There you go. There's my fees. I had paid already the fee, that they wanted me to pay for getting withdrawals on the robot production fees, and I already paid this. And at the time when I paid that, you go into the investments. Well, you can't even tell where there's supposedly profit, but I'll go down to withdrawal. Let's see. Let's go look at the withdrawals. See, you can see this has been hung up since January 30th. They haven't paid that. And they canceled this one just because they stuck it in a vault and said it would be a 2-year investment, and I wasn't allowed to, even though it was a withdrawal waiting for them to pay. These are the only ones that I received any payment on after I paid the fee. So after paying the fee for withdrawal, then I got down here and they quit paying January. I got a little bit in February, and then they haven't paid since then. I tried another withdrawal here. Again, these are supposed to be flexible interest payments that are not compounded. This is not closing out an investment. This is money that is supposed to be available for withdrawal, like right here. You put it in here, you click on it to withdraw, and it just sits there, and they never pay. Okay, that's the first problem that's going on, is when they do have like these payments you're supposed to be able to take that are ready for withdrawal, they're no longer paying. Then we went, I had several, like I said, that was due to pay. Here's one right here. This was what they were due to pay. They canceled out the payments, and there was like several $1,000s that they canceled out and hid. Like they didn't even show it when they did this. The other one, the $67 one, just said cancel on screen. This one, I went in one day and it was moved in to something called a vault right here, and the only option I had was to reinvest. So then when I went to reinvest, the only investments they had available was this one that's supposed to last 2 years. But now they're saying that we have to pay fees and get it out because it's an early closure, but it's not an early closure fee because it was already closed out. Like it was already funds I was supposed to have. So you go into the dashboard and they want to pay us to pay these fees. And look, it's for these other investments, the P5000, which I never was in to begin with. And they say you have to pay these fees by August 3rd or you lose all of your investments. That's what they're saying. And I wrote them. I wrote a bunch of emails trying to get them to pay the ones that are sitting there waiting to be paid. And they final capital distribution. I said I already paid the withdrawal fee. And they basically, first they said, yes, you can review the account. You have total 3 withdrawal requests that haven't been paid. And I go back and I show them that. I paid the fee. And they basically said with regret, or supposedly the Diers accounts, which were these ones I was in, supposedly there's supposed to be a final fee distribution that we have to pay. Anyway, it's back and forth, and they're refusing to pay. And I have to pay these other fees before I can get my money. And they're just not gonna they're not going to honor any of these things that they've said in the past they would pay, and then all of a sudden they don't pay, and then they're like, now you have to pay this fee by August 3rd, and on August 5th everything is going to be deleted. Why don't they just take the dang fee out of the amount they owe me? Let's take a look at what they owe me, or at least give me back what I've deposited. $21,000, $15,000 came from my bank. Well, through, crypto mediums, but I pulled $15,000 cash for these investments. Just give me my deposits back. No, they won't. No, you got to pay the fees or we're going to delete everything. That's what they're claiming. And it's very frustrating. I've done the withdrawals that are supposed to be available. They never send them. And the bottom line, these have been sitting here for months. And now they're saying I have to pay another fee before I can withdraw. But here's another thing. I wanted to get this on recording because a lot of my friends have tried to withdraw when they say to close them out, right? So I'm going to do a little one. This one right here, 100 was originally I put $104 in. Supposedly I made $281. And if indeed they're going to let me close out and take my payments, I should be able to see this be kicked into where I can withdraw the funds right here. So you could see right now, it might go in one of these wallets. You can see the balances that are on here. And when you close out, I do believe it's supposed to go in the primary wallet. So I'm going to try closing this out because my friends say that when you try to close them out, it disappears completely from the back end. I'm going to see if that indeed happens on this one. I'm going to hit close. You can already see that it's finished since March. Let me show you real quick. You can see it ended March. I should have been able to close out. They warned us not to close out until they gave us the notice that they're ready for the final distribution, which that's what they're doing now. They want us to pay. And then they'll make payments for the final distribution if we pay those amounts. So anyway, here we are in the back end of the screen. And let's suppose I made those payments. And now I'm ready to close this out, right? To take the $281 profit, supposedly, or in the amount invested, it was compounding. So originally I put 104 in, that's what this is. And then supposedly return this much and totaled it together to make this much. That's how you read this. Well, I'm going to hit close. This investment ball will be permanently closed. No more returns will be earned on. You will receive this much supposedly initial and all profits, $458. Funds transferred to your wallet, available for withdrawal. Yes, close the investment. Let's see what it does. Supposedly transferred to my wallet. Okay, we just videoed. You saw my wallet balance, right? You saw my available balance here, right? You saw all this. It's gone. So let's suppose I paid these fees. Then I go to close out my investments, right? Gone. Now let's look back in the investments. Where did that one go? It's not here anymore. It's completely gone. So that's the other part of the scam. They're going to just go in, and when you go to close out because you paid the fees, like I did when I paid the fees originally, I originally paid that $90 fee you saw in the managed fees. They've already got it broken in the back end. So you won't be able to close your investment out. You won't be able to get your money. It's completely broken. That's the scam, guys. If you pay their fees, you'll never see your money again. And if you pay their fees and go to the back end to close out your investment, it's completely gone. So watch out. DNX is pulling another fastie, trying to get people to pay fees before they wipe all of your money out, which is not here anyway because they're refusing to pay. If they can't pay what they owe me now and have owed me for several months now, even going back to January, then they're not going to pay. And you won't be able to get your money out anyway because it will disappear just like you saw right here.